Hi everyone, it's the Math Sorcerer here with Chegg. In this video, we're going to discuss conics. Our example is to sketch the conic, and we have three parts, A, B, and C. So we're going to go through each part very carefully and sketch each of these conics. Let's do part A first. We have x squared plus y squared equals 4. Solution. So this is the equation of a circle. And you know it's a circle because you have the x squared and the y squared, and there's no numbers underneath the x squared and the y squared. Over here you have different numbers. This would be an ellipse. I'm going to go ahead and write that down. Ellipse. So whenever you have a plus sign like this, it's either going to be a circle or an ellipse, but you notice the circle doesn't have the numbers underneath. Let me write down the formula for a circle. It's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. And the ordered pair h comma k, that's going to be the center of your circle. So center. And r, that's going to be the radius of your circle. So this example is really simple because you can see that h and k are missing. They're not there. That's because they're both zeros. So in this case, the center is the ordered pair 0, 0. And then to find the radius, you just basically take the square root of this number because r squared is equal to that. And you take the square root and you only want the positive one because a radius is a distance, so it has to be positive. Now we can do our graph. So I'll draw the y-axis here. And then here's the x-axis. There's x and there's y. And graphing circles is pretty easy. You start at the center, which in this case is 0, 0. And then so from the center, you travel a distance of r, which is 2. And you just go up, down, left, and right. So from the center, I'll go up 2, put a dot, go left 2, put a dot, go down 2, put a dot, go right 2, put a dot. Then you attempt to connect the dots and make a circular, oh, that's not so good. Attempt to connect the dots and make a circular object. And there you go. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. That's why it's good to write circle, by the way. So if your picture is off and maybe you're doing this for a class or something and like your picture doesn't look like a circle, if you write circle, at least you have that, which will help you because it lets the reader know that like, oh, hey, they know it's a circle. They're just not a very good artist. Okay, let's do part B. So part B, we said was an ellipse. And again, you can tell because you have those numbers there, right? In the circle, you don't have any numbers under the x squared and y squared. So the key point in an ellipse, okay, is that a is always the square root of the bigger number. So a is the square root of 9 because it's the bigger number. That's the most important thing, okay? And then b must be the square root of the other one. Okay, so a is the square root of the bigger number, always. Because the bigger number is under the x, we say that the major axis is horizontal. And that means you go left and right by a. Also, the center in this case is 0, 0, just like before. You can see the h and k are missing. The formula is very similar. So center is 0, 0. I'll write that here, center 0, 0. All of these conics have center 0, 0. Even this one over here, which is a hyperbola. So now let's go ahead and do our graph. So here's the y-axis. Here's the x-axis. So x. And because the major axis is horizontal, we go left and right by a from the center. So we're going to go right 3. So 1, 2, 3, and left 3, 1, 2, 3. And we put dots there. Then you just go up and down by 2. And then you attempt to connect the dots and make a sideways egg. And again, it helps to write ellipse just in case your artwork is off. So again, in an ellipse, a is the square root of the bigger number, then b is the square root of the other one. Because the bigger number is under the x, the major axis is horizontal, so we go left and right by a. If instead the 9 was under the y squared, then the bigger number would be under the y, the major axis would be vertical, and we'd go up and down by a. So bigger number under the x, horizontal, you go left and right by a. Bigger number under the y, it's vertical, you go up and down by a. That's the key. Let's do part C, which is a hyperbola. Again, the center here is 0, 0. And for a hyperbola, whatever variable comes first will tell you what's happening. Because the x comes first, it opens left and right. If the y comes first, it opens up and down. So this one has the x coming first, so it opens left and right. The center is 0, 0. A is the square root of whatever you see here. It doesn't have to be the bigger one. In fact, I purposely made it smaller just to make the point that it's only in an ellipse that A has to be the square root of the bigger one. And then so B is the square root of 9, which is 3. Let's go ahead and graph it. So x comes first, opens left and right. A is the square root of whatever is under the x, or whatever comes first. And B is the square root of whatever comes second. There's our y-axis, there's our x-axis. This one will make you feel like an artist, even if you're not. So because it opens left and right, you go left and right by A. So I'm going to put a dot, 1, 2, put a dot, 1, 2, put a dot. Then you go up and down by 3, 1, 2, 3, put a dot, 1, 2, 3, put a dot. So opens left and right, go left and right by A, and then up and down by B. Draw a rectangle like this. This rectangle has a really cool name. It's called the fundamental rectangle. Then you draw these slant, or they're called slant asymptotes or oblique asymptotes, and they go through the corners. So again, opens left and right by A, up and down by 2, draw the box, draw the asymptotes, and this, it opens left and right. So this point is on your hyperbola. So it's going to look like that. Boom. Tons of knowledge in this video, so much information in one example. Hopefully this has been helpful to you. Let me just briefly review everything one more time. So we're trying to sketch some conics. We've got 3 different conics. We've got a circle, an ellipse. Oh, and I didn't write this one down. This is a hyperbola. The first example was really easy. It's a circle, center 0, 0. R is the square root of 4, which is 2. So you just go up, down, left, and right by 2 from the center. So that one is pretty easy for most people. This one's a little bit trickier because you have to do more, it's more thinking. So it's an ellipse. You can tell because the numbers here are different. A is always the square root of the bigger number in an ellipse. If the bigger number is under the x, the major axis is horizontal. That means you go left and right from the center by A. If the bigger number is under the y, that means the major axis is vertical. That means you go up and down from the center by A. In this case, it's horizontal, so we went left and right by 3 and up and down by 2. And a hyperbola, it matters which variable comes first. Obviously, you want the minus sign in the middle. That's how you know it's a hyperbola. If the x comes first, it opens left and right, and we go left and right by A. If the y comes first, it opens up and down, and you go up and down by A. A is always the square root of whatever you see here. B is always the square root of whatever you see here. Hopefully you learned some math in this video. Certainly there was a ton of mathematics, and I think this math is really, really cool. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to check out more videos on Chegg. Until next time, good luck.